Good evening. My name is Sarah Swanson. I'm one of the class officers of the class of 2021. Please be seated. On behalf of the Watertown High School students and staff, I would like to welcome Superintendent Dr. Allison Villanueva, members of the Board of Education, Central Office staff, State Senator Eric Berthel, State Representative Joe Paletta, Town Manager Mark Ramo, Town Council members, Watertown School administrators, family and friends. Welcome to the 2021 Watertown High School commencement exercises. At this time, I would like to invite to the podium my fellow class officers, Natalie Lindstrom and Jordan Elliott, for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem.
All right. Would everyone please stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the national anthem? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, senior members of the choir will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. We have been very fortunate for the past 4 years to have many amazing teachers, coaches, secretaries, custodians, and leaders at Watertown High School. They have guided our path through our successes and challenges. We would like to take a moment to recognize all those who have given so much for us. Faculty and staff, please stand as we say thank you for helping us get us here today. It is now my privilege to introduce our principal, Dr. Janet Parlato, to recognize some students.
I am so grateful for this weather. That's the first thing I'll say. Good evening, everyone. I would like to acknowledge the members of the class of 2021 who are entering military service following graduation. These students should stand when I call their names. They are Sean Ames, who's entering the United States Air Force. Justin Francis. who is entering the United States Air National Guard. Colby Heron, who is entering the United States Air Force. Jose Marin, who is entering the United States Marine Corps. And Joshua Rinaldi, who is entering the United States Air Force. Thank you to these students for your service to our nation, as well as the veterans within our attendees today. At this time, I am so pleased to introduce the class of 2020 Salutatorian, Ty Zaccanini, for his remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Parlato. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I know this isn't how we normally do graduation, but compared to the gym, I'm really liking the change of scenery. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you all. I am absolutely terrified of growing up. And I know I'm not alone. No matter how many people tell me that the coming years will be the highlight of my life, I'll never really believe any of them. In fact, most of the time, I'm not even listening. I'm thinking about having to name my kids and how I don't know how to file my taxes. But I will say, there are things that bring me comfort when thinking about my future. The quote, "Turn your nerves into excitement," frequently pops into my head before doing anything big. I truly believe that this phrase holds the utmost lot of value in our lives. Take this speech, for example. I was pretty nervous about talking in front of so many people. What if I mess up my lines or trip walking up to the stage? But then I really put it into perspective. I could have come up here and completely bombed it, but at least it would be a good story to tell for when I'm older. So rather than being fearful of messing up, I found myself excited to speak to you all. This quote can literally be applied to everything in our lives. We should find excitement in trying new things, not fear. I encourage everyone to move with confidence and fearlessness, but not to confuse the two with arrogance and recklessness. Finding comfort in uncomfortable situations will foster growth and maturity. The challenges and opportunities we encounter in the coming years will shape us in ways unfathomable to us right now. But no matter where we all end up in life, each of us should be proud to say that we graduated with such a fantastic group of young adults. Thank you, everyone, for helping me create memories that I will keep with me until the day I die. Now, go out and turn those nerves into excitement. I can't wait to see what all of you become. Thank you guys so much. And I would now like to invite our valedictorian, Chelsea Betts, to the stage to address the class of 2021.
Thank you, Ty. I'd like to begin by thanking the Board of Education, our Superintendent, Dr. V, our Principal, Dr. Parlato, and our Assistant Principals, Mr. Hogrefe and Mrs. Cody, for their dedication to the students of Watertown Public Schools. I would also like to thank the parents of the class of 2021 for all the support and encouragement that you give. I can guarantee that I wouldn't be standing here today without my parents' slightly salty nudges in the right direction. I'm just kidding. We are more grateful for you than you know. I want to thank the class of 2021 for being here, and I also want to thank the cafeteria workers, the custodians, the office staff, the paraprofessionals, and the guidance department for all of your help. I'd also like to specifically thank some of the teachers who have impacted my high school career the most. Mrs. Kugler, Mrs. Goldfarb, Miss Langlis, and Miss Gaidosh. Mrs. Kugler, thank you for helping me find my voice. Mrs. Goldfarb and Miss Langlis, thank you both for listening and for giving me life advice as I trudged through junior and senior years. Finally, Mrs. Gaidosh, thank you for making SSP and homeroom a place where I could take a mental break from a bad day. This speech was hard to write. None of my words seemed to fit. I wrote and rewrote because I felt the speech needed to mean something. I created 3 different versions, and none felt genuine. I asked everyone I knew the same question: what am I supposed to write about? The answers varied. Some said that I should be inspirational. Others suggested I should write about our struggles as a class. A few said I should avoid the bad parts completely. But I realized that I needed to be honest with all of you and with myself. I was focusing on what I believed people wanted me to say, rather than what I needed to say. I needed to be true to my perspective of Watertown High School. Shockingly enough, graduation is really not about the class of 2021. It's about the community that raised us and that shaped us to be more compassionate human beings. I can remember every single time someone in the community showed me kindness. I remember the teachers who forgave late assignments with the promise to turn them in the next day. I remember the cafeteria workers who know my breakfast order. I remember the overwhelming anxiety that comes with being a student, and I remember the friends who supported me. I remember every single kind act. The sincerity stayed with me. For when I see the worst in humanity, there's an example of the best right here at home. For example, Anna Dost cleaned and renovated the high school greenhouse as her capstone. She saw how a great resource had fallen into disrepair, and she decided to take action. She used her voice and her resources around her to shape Watertown into what she wanted it to be. Others took up the same mission. Jordan Elliott and Noah Ryan made a significant community contribution in their modified production of Grease. They wrote, directed, filmed, and edited a parody of Watertown's 2020 musical that never was, following COVID-19's disruption. This was a feat in itself, but Jordan went further and is also putting the spring musical, Les Mis, online for a wider audience. Though the Watertown community couldn't gather together to watch the play in the auditorium, through the leadership of Noah and Jordan, we were able to continue a beloved high school tradition. These acts of empathy illustrate the soul of the town. They also make me believe that there's a lot of good in the world. And so I want to thank the community, all of you. Long after we've moved on to college and to work, the Watertown community will still be here. This graduation day is not so much about us as it is about the impact that this town has made on us as a group. We are not just raised by our parents. We are raised by our teachers, our babysitters, our friends, and even our bosses. Although we don't immediately realize it, every single person we've ever come into contact with has shaped our character. The Watertown public school system will influence generations to come, and perhaps even our own kids one day. It's not about how high we climb or how rich we get. It's about how we will give back to the community that shaped us. In the past, I've listened to commencement speeches that talk about how their class made a lasting impression on the school. I respectfully disagree. The hard truth is, who we were in high school will not define the school system for the rest of its existence. We have not done anything of substance yet. We will not be remembered by our youthful contributions to this school in 15 years' time. But we will be remembered by how we transform this school for posterity. As young people, we have the ability to make this place into whatever we want it to be for our own children. We are an incredibly powerful force. I guess my message is, give more than you take. Though we are graduating, our work here in Watertown remains unfinished. We are not done with this place. We're just getting started. Congratulations to the class of 2021. Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Janelle Wilk, Vice Chair of the Board of Education, for her remarks for the class of 2021.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm not sure I can follow up with the great speeches that just happened. Good evening, parents, guardians, family, friends, faculty, staff, Senator Eric Berthel, Representative Joe Paletta, Town Manager Mark Ramo, Town Council members, Superintendent Dr. Villanueva, fellow Board of Education members, and most importantly, the class of 2021. I'm so very happy to speak tonight on behalf of the Board of Education tonight. I am Janelle Wilk, and beyond my 8 years of service on the Board of Education and as Vice Chair, I'm excited to be standing here today because 20 years ago, I sat where you are right now with the class of 2001. A few months ago, when I was asked to speak to all of you today, I hesitated. Who would want to hear me speak? What would I say? What words of wisdom could I offer? To be honest, I don't remember who spoke to my class at my graduation or what they said. But here's what I do remember. I remember being so excited to walk out of the high school and to walk onto this field. And I feel the same today. I remember looking around and seeing my fellow classmates. I remember looking out into the audience and seeing all of our loved ones watching us. I remember seeing my former teachers' smiles on their faces and seeing how proud and excited they were for all of us. And the thing I remember the most was walking across the stage as a proud, respectful graduate to receive my diploma. And that means I get the honor tonight to witness these same moments with you and share a few thoughts I've had in the 20 years since I sat where you are now. First of all, you made it, all of you, through some of the craziest times. When the whole world was unsure what was going on, you did it. All of you overcame the obstacles, large and small, that were put in your way. You believed in yourself, you believed in each other, and along the way, your family, friends were there to help you study your course, and you did the same for them. And from where I stand, if you can get through the last year, you can do anything. You can and will achieve great things as long as you believe in yourself. Never forget all the memories and friendships you made during your time here. Those are the things that helped shape you, that will continue to bring joy and richness in your life. We were all given a life. Your foundation and introduction began while you were in school. Today marks the ending of your introduction and offers you your opportunity to write the rest of your story. Commencement, after all, means to begin, not end. Some of you will go on and continue your education. Some will join the military, or some of you will start your job. Who knows? Maybe one of you will end up standing where I am right now in 20 years or so. And if you do, you will see what I see right now, a phenomenal group of graduates entering adulthood, carrying with you the love of your family, the joy of your friends, and the memories and experiences of Watertown High School. You have unlimited opportunities and a high responsibility to become the next generation of adults that our town, our nation, and our world are counting on you to make this a better place. We are all so very proud of you. Never stop believing in yourself. Good luck. Congratulations, Watertown High School, class of 2021. Thank you. Please give your attention to the Watertown High School Chamber Choir and Concert Choir for choral performance.
Was our battle and how justice was denied. Make them hear you, make them hear you. And say to those who blame us for the way we chose to fight, that sometimes there are battles which are more than black or white. And I could not put down my sword when justice was my right. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Go out and tell our story to your daughters and your sons. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Tell them in our struggle we were not the only ones. Make them hear you, make them hear you. Your sword can be a sermon or the power of the pen. Teach every child to raise his voice, and then, my brothers, then will justice be demanded by 10 million righteous men. Make them hear you. When they hear you, I'll be near you again.
Thank you, Ms. Paulquin and our choral students. It is my pleasure to invite to the podium the Superintendent of Watertown Public Schools, Dr. Allison Villanueva, to deliver her address to the class of 2021.
Hello. You look amazing, by the way. Thank you. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, faculty, and Board of Education members. It is my pleasure to be here tonight to celebrate the 2021 Watertown High School graduation ceremony. Early on in your lives, I can almost guarantee that someone, maybe an aunt or an uncle, a neighbor or a friend, asked you an age-old question. What do you want to be when you grow up? And when you were really little, a fairy princess, a race car driver would do. And of course, some of you said, I just want to fly, while dragon wings trailed behind you, because those were all possibilities. And as you moved into grade school, I can guess that your answers may have changed a little. Maybe an astronaut or a football player or veterinarian got thrown into the mix. Or maybe you were still the kid who said, I just want to fly, trying to figure out how to make rocket boots that would shoot you into the sky. And as you moved into middle school, the professions probably started to show up. A teacher, a doctor, a mechanic, someone who works at a bank. And again, maybe you were still a kid who said, I just want to fly. But you started to ask yourself, how can I figure out how to fly? Do I become a pilot? And somewhere along the way, what you wanted to be when you grew up was still there, but there were more choices. And these days, when influencers, tech developers, and competitive cupcake bakers are more famous than movie stars, I'm sure you consider those too. But because you were in high school, now learning all the things you could possibly need to know to help you determine what you'd like to major in life, to figure out what you want to be when you grow up, even the kid who wanted to fly asked themselves, well, how did other people figure out how to do this? What do I need to do? And I love your particular generation, because when you see a problem, I've heard you say, oh, there's an app for that. Or better yet, I can build an app for that. Being students in a time where information is no longer scarce, it's everywhere, all the time, is so exciting. Well, for one, if you really wanted to know what your teachers were about to teach in class, there was a very high probability that you could have known before you even walked through the doors, because you Googled it 10 seconds ago. And so your teachers knew that high school had to be more than just reading or writing, math, and social studies. High school had to be about you. It had to be about encouraging you to take initiative, to forage for information, to ask questions and challenge ideas, to consider perspectives, to motivate you to become brave and courageous, how to prepare and to plan, and most importantly, to figure out how to fly every time you were and will continue to be faced with something that doesn't have the clearest path or a single answer. And when you leave today, I bet you won't remember the English paper you wrote in sophomore, but you will remember the relationships you built with the teachers at WHS and the friends you hung out with for hours and texted well into the night, or the feelings of accomplishment, hearing the cheering crowd after winning a game, or the sound of applause after performing the last note. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what high school was about. Today, here you are at high school graduation, and I'm not going to ask you what you want to be when you grow up. Instead, I'm going to ask you, how do you want to impact the world around you when you grow up? And I ask you to channel the voice inside that says, I want to fly. Because as you move into your next journey, I assure you that you are prepared to go and find the answers, to go and ask the questions that can't be Googled, to meet people and make connections, to be inspired to create, to design, and make things that already exist even better. And most importantly, to carve out who you are willing to become in this big world of ours. Now, I had stumbled upon a TED Talk that made me think. And parents, this may actually be more for you than for our graduates. But the basic premise pointed out that we live in a time where people don't visit movie theaters anymore. Yet as a whole, we watch more movies per hour than we've ever watched before, thanks to something called Netflix. We take more car rides now, yet there are no taxis or taxi companies in sight, thanks to Uber and Lyft. And the largest companies today are telecom organizations, yet there are fewer phones in all of our homes. And the world has become a place where our children have the opportunity to make an impact on a global scale. And when thinking about something of that magnitude, just like getting ready for the Super Bowl or the curtain to lift on opening night, it takes a whole lot of scrimmages and rehearsals to get ready. And so I encourage all of you sitting here today to do 2 to 3 things that are a little uncomfortable every day. Introduce yourself to someone you know you should meet, but you just haven't figured out how yet. Try that workout class that you've been wondering whether you'll still be standing at the end of it. And don't be afraid to explore opportunities. Sometimes you know exactly what you want. Sometimes you're not too sure and stumble upon something that you weren't expecting that becomes an unexpected gift. And sometimes opportunities don't meet your expectations, but that's okay. What is for certain is that each one of these experiences are nuggets that begin to shape your knowledge and view of the world around you. And when you find yourself in tough or tricky situations, remember that there is always a solution. It may take you a few steps to the side and around. It may have you go up and over, It may have you tunnel your way through to the other side, but what is certain, and Babe Ruth knew this too, is that it's impossible to beat someone who never gives up. And as friendships begin to evolve, the importance of connecting and collaborating with others will mark moments in your life that you will never forget. So surround yourself with people who love you, but also challenge and inspire you. You may even be one of those people for someone else and not even realize it. Making choices and pursuing your vision doesn't always mean you know exactly what you want, but it does mean you should give yourself an opportunity to think and dream of where you're headed. A relative direction will always help you get you on your way, because that first step, some may argue, is the most important, because it is the one and only step that starts it all. Graduates, keep your chins up and your heads pointed to the sky. You don't have to wait for opportunities, because you can create them, and we can't wait to hear about them in the years to come. Everyone, please join me in proudly congratulating the Watertown High School class of 2021. And now I invite Assistant Principals Mr. Tom Hogreef and Ms. Nicole Cody to present the diplomas.
Please refer to the insert in your program for the order in which diplomas will be awarded to students. We organize students not alphabetically, but by their student success planning groups, which are small groups of students that have met together as an advisory group since freshman year. Chelsea Reed Betts. Ty James Zaccanini. Ariana Rose Paletta. Morgan Rose Bennett. James William Fitzpatrick. Alyssa Lynn Baldwin. Noah Richard Ryan. Emma Rose Gallagher. Fiora Lena. Samuel Gregory Kajak. Jordan John Elliott. Natalie Lightfoot Lindstrom. Tara Joy Swanson. Ryan Jared Arnold. Madeline Atwood. Sophie Rose Charbonneau. Sarah Maria Cipriano. Jorge Cortina. Nicholas Thomas DePonte. Joe Gabriel De Almeida. Danielle Lillian Devine. Brian Robert Hathaway. Momin Kokar. Maggie Burberry. John James Biolo. Ryan Fernandez. Ian Thomas Judd.
Get it there.
Emma Kendall Kite. Corinne A. Licio. Lindsay Ann Lombardo. Megan Jean McGuire. Aniza Scrugina. Justin Ryan Cabral. Casey Doda.
Yes, Capsule!
Natalie Angelina Granino. Frank Anthony Iava. Emma Johnson. Patrick William Mazzamero. Griffin Christopher Relier.
Trevor Taylor Rushton. Camilla Del Pilar Sevilla Vargas. Jessica Rose Stango. Kiara Baleen Santier. Stephanie Ophelio Okino. Michael Joseph Kavanaugh. Gianna Lynn Katita. Brianna Del Carmine. Kendra Dale Del Tordo. Anna Michelle Dost. Jolie Eleanor Rose Galasso. Gabriel Mark Justo. John David Gorski. Benjamin Kasmer Bean. Olivia Marie Bookout. Keith Daniel Coette. David James Contois. Angelo Gianni Dandanoli. Angela Elena DeFeo. Sophia Marie Harris. Claire Marie Lyman. Adriana Marie Rinaldi. Peyton Marie Bartush. Victoria Rose Dokio. Alyssa Marie Dunlap. Dylan Richard Gagnon. Jacob Riley Gamby. Joshua Adam Garceau. Grayson Oliver Grenier. Colby William Tice Heron. Jesse Austin K. Jose Julian Marin. Alyssa Lynn Rakowski. Ryan Donald Robinson. Erica Madeline Santangeli. Jack Augustus Zavadsky. Eliza Demiri. Erin Marie Egan. Owen Dayton Gallagher. Anaya Vivian McKay. Caitlin E. McKenna.
Joshua M. Rinaldi. Jacob Albert Ross. Jillian Rose Santapetra. Richard Francis Cerna. Garrett Anthony Sheehan. Anthony Michael Zarica. Brooke Alyssa Bouet. Michaela Michelle Butler. Libra Senka. Raymond Austin Davis. Allison Marie Mazzarella. Matthew Robert Heiger. Isaiah Linwood Hall. Alexander Taylor Strong. Joseph Terlizzi. Reagan Morgan Thompson. Gregory James Vanderlyn. Alexia Karina Ward. Brianna Marie Catalini. Paige McKenna Charbonneau.
Hannah Carmela Colanino. Dylan Brian Danaher. Justin Michael Francis. Alyssa Lawler. Matthew Joseph Paternostro. Donald William Pond. Giuseppe Antonio Rinaldi. Dylan James Chavo. Emma Elizabeth Albin. Agon Ismaili. Courtney Ann Harris. Brandon Scott Leo.
Do I need to unplug and plug in again?
Jade Nordby. Jillian Mackenzie
Ethernet?
Newgarden. Maya Peluso.
Try that.
Gianna Noel Perugini.
Power's in.
Cameron Andrew Pruitt.
Yep.
Evan Blake Ramashewski. Eddie Michael Sewell. Tyler William Ayak. Kayla Rexine Dalia. Kelly Ray Stephanie. Gustavo Linares Griesbach. Alicia Curdy. Eric Jordan Luis Moreno. Patrick James Tucker.
No, nothing.
Ashley Lynn Sujak. Jason Richard Guerrera. Floriana Anna Kalchuniku. Anthony John Latanzio.
I'm still locked up.
Jillian Francis Lepore. Gabrielle Ann McWhirr. Matea Rady. Megan Elizabeth Riley. Samantha Claire Veely. Amaya Elizabeth Andujar.
Atemi. Tesco. Stella Rose Quadrado. Isabella Marie Docchio. Connor Lawrence Matei. Michael Evan Morgan. Inshal Nazir. Kyle Frederick Ramikis. Amy Jane Ruffino. Gentiana Safiri.
Come on, get!
James Jacob Smoley. Olivia Grace Bendler. Shendler. Shaylin Jana Fisher. Joshua Andre Melenda. Dahlia Marie Mercado. Julia Maria Perugini. Gianni Vincent Spiati. Stacy Brenga. At this time, I would like to invite to the stage our class officers for the presentation of the senior class gift.
We would like to invite to the stage our class advisors, Mr. Fisher and Miss Lewis, but unfortunately, Miss Lewis could not be here with us this evening.
We want to thank you and Mrs. Lewis for all of the hard work you have put in as our class advisors. As representatives of the class of 2021, we present a donation for next year's project graduation, as well as the potted plants you see here on the field for future events here at the high school.
We now ask that all the students of the class of 2021 please stand. As your 4 years of high school comes to an end and all your hard work reaches fruition, it is now time to make it official. We are so proud of all that you have done to get here today and look forward to seeing how you put into practice the lessons learned at Watertown High School. At this time, the principal of Watertown High School, Dr. Parlato, to the podium.
Madam Superintendent and Madam Board Vice Chair, I have examined the academic records of the students here, and I certify that each of them has met the Watertown Public Schools academic and performance requirements to earn a Watertown High School diploma. Congratulations to the class of 2021. Have worked so hard, shown dedication, and been so resilient over the last 2 years especially. It is my honor to recognize you as graduates of Watertown High School. At this time, please move your tassel from the right side of your cap to your left. Congratulations again to the class This concludes our graduation ceremony and commencement exercises. Please remain at your seats until the graduates have left the field. Thank you so much for coming this evening.